are hypersensitivity reactions. And they each have names. Okay, so we have anaphylaxis. They also have specific antibodies and cells that are involved. In this case, IgE and mast cells. Of course, histamine. And then, how long does the reaction take to occur? And it's between 2 to 30 minutes. Now, the key about these hypersensitivity reactions is you always have to have a sensitizing dose. So you have to see it once before. And that's when you actually administer. You're going to see it for 7 minutes, and then you're going to make the IgE based on the B cell and T cell activation. So you have to have a sensitizing dose first in order to get this hypersensitivity reaction. All right, so that's what, as far as the chart is concerned, this is what I would do in order to memorize. And then, of course, if there's anything that is unique about this. Now, obviously, type 1 anaphylaxis, anaphylactic shock, peanut allergies, bee sting toxins, but what's been afflicting me, and I don't know anybody else, pollen, just allergies. Okay, annoying, super annoying. Now, I'm not going to go into anaphylactic shock because it's just a localized reaction, eyes, nose, lungs. It's annoying, okay? But with the injected or ingested, and I'm not going to ask you about that either, but just for your own knowledge, you can go into this anaphylactic reaction because there's a systemic release of histamine. And if you remember from chapter 14, histamine leads to vasodilation, increased blood vessel permeability, and your blood pressure drops. If you have a systemic release of histamine, your blood pressure will completely drop, and you will go into shock and die. And that's why you have to bring a vasoconstrictor with you. And what people carry along with them when they have an anaphylactic injected or ingested reaction? An EpiPen, okay? So it's really important. That's why that's all happening. I'm not going to ask you about EpiPens or any of that, but I am going to ask you, okay, this uses IgE, mast cells, and histamine. And if there's an anaphylactic reaction, and you're going to say type 1, okay? Type 2, what do we call that?
Cytotoxic.
And it's toxic to the cells, cytotoxic. And which antibodies or cells are involved? Or systems?
IgM, IgG, and complement.
And complement. Now, the hours that it takes, 5 to 12 hours, this is if you get like the wrong organ, major histocompatibility complexes. But the big issue with the type 1 cytotoxic effects is hemolytic disease of the newborn. This is something you need to remember because I think it's important. And this is when mom is RH what?
Negative.
RH negative, okay? They don't care what baby is at the time. They just give you the RhoGAM shot, which is an RH blocking antibody. Now, the only time you're really going to have hemolytic disease in the newborn is if mom is RH negative and baby is RH positive. That's the only time this is going to happen. If mom's RH negative, baby's RH negative, no worries, okay?
That's the Coombs issue.
What was that?
Coombs.
Is that the Coombs test?
That is the Coombs issue. And we get the RhoGAM.
Yeah, yep. So if anybody has now, if you have RH negative blood as a mom, you're getting the RhoGAM shot. I think you get it twice during your pregnancy.
You can get it in pregnancy, but on your first one, because it's you don't know, it happens after delivery. It happens once they've confirmed baby's blood type and things like that, and then there's a treatment they're going to do for the baby, and the mom's going to get a shot of RhoGAM as well.
Because my sister, she's RH negative. When they tested her, the minute they tested her, she was like 3 months pregnant, boom, got the RhoGAM shot, and then she got another one midway. Now, we had family issues in the family we didn't know. I don't know if I mentioned this, but my great aunt had a stillborn baby, and my aunt only had one child, my cousin, and she attacked him when he was born, and he was in the NICU for I don't know months. So those were the stories we were told, but nobody knew why. No one, and we're like, oh yeah, Ruth had this, and now I had kids and no problem. My one son, bilirubin levels were high. He had A blood, I have O blood. So we're like, oh, that's weird.
You have O positive?
Yeah.
It's usually O positive mom. Because I have O positive. My oldest, obviously her dad doesn't have it. And I couldn't figure out, like, I was 20 when I had it. And they didn't, all they said to me was like, your blood is fighting her blood. And she was like, I was like, can you bring like my baby? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They had her like under the light
Yep.
and all this other stuff. And I'm like, can you bring like my child? And they're like, oh, she has like I guess they call it maybe an infection or whatever, where like your blood is fighting her blood. But as I've gone through schooling and
Yeah.
working in maternal health, now I know what exactly it is or whatever the case may be. But that it usually
Right.
happens to Olopsin complex.
Right, well, only O, because if mom is A and baby's A, no worries, if, you know, and if mom's O, baby's O, no worries, same thing. But that, everything was happening, but when my sister's blood test was tested, they said, oh, you're RH negative. My mom's like, oh my gosh, how's that possible? We're both RH positive. And I was like, Mom, you taught biology. She's like, oh, that's right. Like, you're heterozygous. I'm like, what's the matter with you? Obviously, you're both heterozygous. That's the only way that can happen. And, but with her, then I was like, you know what, call Aunt Ruth, find out what her blood type is, call Aunt Jan. Both of them are RH negative. So we didn't know. And the thing is, years ago, you just pass down these stories from generation to generation. Oh, this happened in the family. Now we know what's happening and you know why. Unfortunately, my sister had 2 daughters that are both RH negative. Unfortunate, because now they have to deal with the same issue again. I know.
Depending on who they, yep.
Yep, so it's just annoying. But anyway, that's what you need to know about cytotoxic, okay? IgM, IgG complement, it kills cells because that's one of the side effects of the complement cascade activation. Hemolytic disease of the newborn because IgG can do what? Cross placenta. That's the only reason. IgM cannot. That's the only reason this is an issue. Because when you have that long term, it crosses the placenta, kills baby. Okay, but we have Rogam shot to block that to make sure that doesn't happen. Type 3, what do we call it? Just based on the name, you can tell what's happening.
Immune complex.
Okay. And this is soluble. Okay, this is insoluble. These are whole cells that are dying. This is soluble antigen over the foreign particle. Okay, so that means it's dissolvable in you know, your cytosol. And Ig what?
G.
Okay, because it's your long-term antibody. And here's the problem, when you have soluble antigen and IgG, they stick together and they form a complex like this, and it lodges in basement membranes. And it causes an inflammatory response because it's calling out saying, come and gobble me up, the phagocytes, so inflammation occurs. The problem is if you can't get rid of this soluble antigen, if it's a bacterial toxin or something like that, you get rid of it, and the infection's over.